no more harema, no more hukimai to the week that was, and the week that was a pretty mean week. Was fans, Kiwis fans, just being a Kiwi League fan all around. First, we're gonna address the well, I was going to say the best news of the week, but it's probably the second best news of the week is that AddinFonua-Blake has decided that Compassionate Grounds, whether it was his decision, whether it was the CEO's decision, regardless
or his mum's
decision,
you stay there, boy,
or Webby's decision. It doesn't matter whose decision it was, but we heard last Monday, was it, that he wants an immediate release, and then 24 hours later he's staying. So a bit of magic got sprinkled over there. So pretty happy with that. But I was gotta be honest, I was pretty gutted when I heard that. I don't know about you guys, but when I heard that, I was pretty.
Oh yeah.
I was pretty angry.
Yeah. It was all done via Zoom too, eh?
What's that?
So what's it?
All done via Zoom, like it was done through a Zoom meeting.
He's in the UK, right? So
yeah.
So very interesting. Gutted though, but like you just seen it, like, if he goes, all goods, because we've got a good cup team, boys coming up through that grade, and man, I saw the amount of props that are off contract next year, and there's there's some good pickings in there. So even if he does go, all goods.
But I'd rather he go in a year's time rather than right now, eh?
Good he's staying for another year, because it gives everyone time to do their homework and stuff and people out, because I think Leo Thompson comes off contract in 25.
Oh man, he'd be a good score. He'd be chores.
He's looking good.
And Griffin Name both come off contract in 25. So there's a lot of good pops in there. Heaps of them.
Yeah. And hopefully by 2025, the Warriors have had 2 outstanding seasons, and then we'll get their quality and talent that'll look in this side of the ditch, like, hell yeah. Yep. Yeah.
And get a Kiwi player too, because they're just coming home at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be like, oh, okay, but 6 months later they're like, oh no, I want to go home. Like, nah.
And it's funny you say that, because you've said this before, and we've kind of not rubbished it, but you said, well, that's not a professional sport. You need to get the best players. Doesn't really matter where it's from. But you're actually right, Tans. Like, you're actually right. Like, we get these players that come over here and all their whānau's back wherever it is.
Yeah. Sooner
or later, unless all their whānau comes with them, which I don't think a lot of them, a couple of them have in the past, they're just going to leave us.
Yeah.
So it might be good to get them coming back.
I think that's why they, when it came to the re-signings of RTS and CHT, I think it's why they chose 2 Kiwi players. Ones that have already played for the Warriors and ones that are from New Zealand, because they're not going to want to go anywhere. They're home with their families, where they're comfortable on their own whenua, so why go?
Yeah, and I agree with the sentiment. We could have a New Zealand Warriors. That would be so cool to see. But I think there have been a few players that have gone on, but you think of the Steve Price that stayed all the way to his end. There are players that have stayed, so I think maybe it's a situational thing rather than a type of ethnicity or being from Australia. But hey, we might get someone that's from Invercargill who's like, I want to go home, I don't want to stay in Auckland.
Yeah, good luck up there, bro. Have fun in Invercargill.
It's funny you should say something like that, because when you look at players that have come from down there, they're all playing either like Brisbane, like Ricky Jordan. They're all over there. They're all playing over there, right? So a little bit of truth to that, bro. They don't want to come to Auckland. Fair enough.
I don't know. I think I've got a good feeling that league's gonna make an uprising in New Zealand. I really do.
I hope so.
Within the next 5 years, I think.
Hope so.
Yeah.
It needs to.
Yeah.
Confidence that I had at times.
Yeah.
Well, not the confidence that you say.
No, you got a lot more confidence than I do.
You got a lot more confidence than I do too. Because when I was when I saw the crowd at the Waikato game on TV, I was just like pretty disappointed, man. I really was. And I've had a couple of people come to me because I did a little post on Warriors Fan TV. I said, "Why do you guys think it's half empty? Like Eden Park was half empty?" And it was price. Price came up time and time again. So it was $20 to get in, but they were for the edge, for behind the try line seats. Which, if you've ever come to me with a Warriors game, that's my favorite place to sit, right? Because I go behind where the general admission is, and the ones that were in the middle of the park where some of them like to go was I think they said around about 75 people watching from home.
Wow.
People watching from home. If I'm talking crap, just let me know.
75,
right? So
wow.
I've seen some comments on Facebook. One guy paid $80 for a ticket. And another guy recently he paid $100.
And apparently there weren't kids' price tickets. There weren't kids' price tickets. Apparently, I don't know this, right? Because I didn't go. So, I'm not saying because I didn't go. I'm not sitting here going everyone in Waikato, everyone in Hamilton should have gone along there. But that was one reason. Another reason was there wasn't a lot of promotion.
No. Yeah. And I squarely blame the NRL for all of that. The overpricing, the lack of advertising, it's just the chasing the coin, as opposed to genuinely promoting an international between two old rivals, and it's just like they're fucking useless, bro.
There's a cost of living crisis in New Zealand, man. Like if you're paying $80 for one person, imagine what the price was for a family. It's just ridiculous that a family can't even get out on a Saturday afternoon and enjoy a game of footy together. It's ridiculous. But bit of a conspiracy theory here, but so I saw a lot of comments. It was on like people leaving comments, even Australians. They were like, "That's why they shouldn't play in New Zealand." They should,
I saw that.
Blah blah blah. And I'm like, did they just overcharge the prices so the Kiwis wouldn't get such a big support crowd?
I don't know.
I take that theory.
Hey?
I like that theory.
I don't know.
The NRL just chasing coin, man. They couldn't care less. It just shows how little regard they've got for the Kiwis, Kangaroos. Yeah, that international window means nothing to them.
Because you've got two teams, right? Arguably the best 36 players in their positions that are fit and healthy in the world. Arguably, right? So I do believe that $75 for a ticket, when you put it into that context, is okay. Is actually valuable. But what I will say is this, right? Well, what about the other seats that could have been going for like, I don't know, 45? And what about the $10 kids tickets? And what about the under sixes for free? And what about I don't even think the under sixes were free or under fives were free. I don't think anything was for free.
It wasn't a very family friendly event, was it?
Yeah.
And I wonder too.
That would be.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and I wonder too, because looking at it, Real, you brought up, on one side, there was a lot of fans. I wonder if the sun had to do with it too, because every time you watch that side, again, if you're a big fan, you'll go anyway. But you can see there's a lot more people wanting to be in the shade than be out there in the sun. My second thing I might put, and I have no idea if this is true, I'm just chucking it out. Maybe the question is first, was this the one where they were trying to pay everyone equally in terms of players?
Yeah.
Because I wonder if that had an effect, that they had to charge more.
Maybe.
Because they've just upped the profit, the earns on those, for the players, haven't they?
I have no idea, and I think this. I have no idea if this is right or wrong, but I'm like, did the prices have to do with because of the obviously pay more players to meet everyone's needs? I don't know.
Yeah, the RLPA. So I know that Aussie players were getting 20 grand and Kiwis were like getting 5 grand, but then the RLPA or NRL, whoever the hell it is, they threw in the other 15 grand per player for the Kiwis. But this wasn't this game. I'm assuming this meant back to in the past. And then I think Samoa and something like the Tier 2 nations were only on like $500.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's not surprising. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not surprising, as you say.
So I wonder. I'm just throwing out a thing. I have no idea if there's any.
It's a potential.
But
I mean,
Oh, sorry, I was
go,
just
bro.
going to say with the prices, yeah, it seemed, I think there's a lot of value there, but it seemed a little bit of out of touch given the situation that every country's in with inflation and all that. So you kind of my thing is like, look at that. Like, hey, I'm just going to go on a little bit of a rant, but look at games. They make it cheap as depends if you pay NBA 2K or COD. That's a bit expensive, but they make games cheap so you get into the seats, and then they charge heaps. I'm pretty sure the beers would have still been expensive. Like get the people into the game, and then maybe charge in different areas. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
They
I
make
think
off their retail, off their food and the drinks. They make a shit ton of money off their retail
already. So it's like
but
and if you're gonna
pricing is just one thing as well, right? So it is the whole promotion. But I will play devil's advocate here and say that Kiwis, my fellow country people, really like backing winning teams. And if something's happened, if last week we didn't get thrashed, but it kind of felt like a thrashing. We're less inclined to go out and spend our money. We rather just go have a look at the Warrior stadiums, right? Over the last couple of years, they were empty, but now they're just full. So we do love backing a winning team, and I think that has to change, but that's going to take a long time. So there is that as well.
Yeah, it's a big factor.
Good point.
I was going to say too, bro. Just in regards to the pricing and stuff, it's like, like I've been to a lot of Kiwi Test matches, and one of the big draw cards is that it is cheap, but generally those cheaper price tickets, you can I could take me and my free monkeys, and we could buy ourselves a decent feed before, during the game, and after it, and it was just like, I mean, okay, if the prices for tickets are going to go up, then okay, but for me, that's just like, it's just it actually feels like it really does go against the spirit of the game in regards to that international window. That and before I forget, bro, did anyone see Andrew Abdo at the presentation after when they were giving out? Bro, he looked like he just swallowed a whole glass of cold sick, man. He was gutted, bro. He was, it was obvious he didn't want the Kiwis to win. I was just thought, fuck you too.
Good job.
I think he had the same look on his face as DC had on his face, Nico Hines had on his face. The whole crew had the same look on their face. Before we get into it, bro, the Aussie press, they love crapping on their own when they've had a bad run, right? They just love it. But I'm just going to read out Clinton Preston Brady's, who commented on this post. He says, "Congratulations, New Zealand, well-deserved win today. Take nothing away. That was one of the best performances of the Kiwi for a while, but seriously, that was a woeful performance from Australia. Not a single player deserved to be there today. Defensively, they were lacking. Could not read the play of the game at all. The forwards were outshined by the Kiwis. The attack created no opportunities at all, and it just generally looked like they were not interested in being there. Again, congratulations to New Zealand. Well played." And there's just so many of these. There's so many of these from the Aussie fans.
I think some, and it's like, Adam G had, was, had the Kiwis. Like, since when?
He didn't just wake up and go, I'm gonna go against, I'm gonna give it all to the Kiwis, but
hell no. Especially half.
I think the thing I appreciated most about the game was the fact that we totally took the ref out of that game
completely.
Even though the ref was trying to keep the Kangaroos in it.
A few forward passes going.
But a couple of times, like James Fisher had Harris did it to Ronnie, pulled him off that tackle. So they were trying to keep each other accountable. In that sense, to not it happened a couple of times with the Kiwis. They, pulled a player off out of the tackle in order to, not risk a penalty, which was really onto it. So we kept each other humble and accountable, and mate, that was awesome. 30-0.
Crazy.
Damn.
Crazy. I just want to read another one here from Joy Clibburn. Much deserved win by the Kiwis. They outplayed the Aussies all over the park. Mal was too loyal to his Queensland players. Munster, DCE, and Hunt were shocking. So too the centres, from an Aussie supporter.
Yep.
I want to talk on Mel's selections, but I wait until we get into the game a bit more.
Oh, we're in the game now, bro. Let's
Who
go.
were the Australian centres?
It was Holmes and Tebow Fido.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Hammer.
no, that was on
The hammer. Yeah.
No, wasn't Val on the wing?
No, he's in the centres, so they're both playing centres. And I did my research to double check all of this because there's some things I wanted to bring up.
That's how good they were. I'm just like, who were the freaking centres?
No, Tony.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
Tony
Staggs. Tony
Staggs.
Staggs.
Yeah, Staggs plays wing. Oh, centre. But the reason why I thought it was interesting, and I've got a few things I want to share. So, but yeah, I actually think Mal's time might be up, eh? Like,
yeah.
You know, there might be a real big question around that. And the reason why is I've got three things I want to talk about. So the first one being, like, there are two starters out of position. So one of them being Val Holmes. Now, obviously, we were talking in the chat that he shows up in big games and he did it in the previous game. But he's been playing left centre the whole time. Now I went back to when he played for Australia and even played for Queensland. He's never played right wing in those positions. So they had him on the other side, which was... You know, he's a big time player, professional. You know, he might be able to do that. But I think one thing that, from my perspective, is that when you play a different position, doesn't mean you can't get there. It's just psychologically you have to just think a little bit different. And I think if you see the first break, guess who fell over? It was Valentine Holmes.
Yeah.
Had to decide whether to go in or stay out. So it's just a psychological difference that makes a big difference.
Do you think that's the same with Dylan Edwards?
And then our second person I was going to say out of position was Dylan Edwards. He knocked that first ball on, which gave the Kiwis a bit of a roll on. And then there was that one where they kicked it behind him, and he looked like a bit flustered to pick it up. And again, he's not a bad player when he's at fullback, but being in the wing, it just changes the mindset a bit.
It's not as natural.
Uncomfortable on the wing, to be honest. Like, he just didn't look confident. The whole game, I was just like, man, this guy just doesn't look confident at all. Not like when he's at fullback.
Exactly.
And you could tell that a mile away, and I'm assuming that our Kiwi boys noticed it as well. And that's why they kept kicking over to him.
And that's kind of why I thought, you know, why Mal kind of needs to go. My opinion is that you have Tony Staggs that was playing centre. Guess who's his right winger in the Broncos is? Selwyn Cobbo. You had a combination right there that knows each other throughout the whole season. Why would you play that? And you got Valentine's home playing on the other side, and he's played left side. He's played left side wing, won a World Cup. He's played, you know, on that side. Why don't you just put him with Hammer? To be honest, it just didn't make a lot of sense in terms of some of those selections. And I wonder, you know, if they need to rethink that. The second thing is the whole majority of their forward pack was different. So no Jake Trbojevic, I think that was because of injury. Fletcher got demoted, and then Murray got injured. So that kind of made a big difference to their forward pack. And again, you can't handle injuries, but that kind of would have made a big difference as well. And then the last thing is that spine's ancient.
Bro.
Youngest is 29, you know, so you didn't have a young guy running around. And two of them out of form.
When Timoko skinned DCE, there was no way DCE was even catching him. There was no way. He got skinned.
That was awesome.
It was very awesome.
Fucking awesome.
and I think to add to what you're saying too, Ty, because traditionally you're right, like the Kangaroos, the combination between the wingers and the centres has always been a solid one. Whereby they just, when you look at their lineup, it's just like far out. They're solid as. But when you get when you're getting guys playing out of position like that, especially in the green and gold, it's just like, and maybe Madge saw it and decided to target that side of it, you know, and just targeting those little weaknesses that he may have picked up on him and fed it to the boys. But yeah, traditionally the Kangaroos, it was just surprising because they were still a stacked team, bro. It wasn't like they weren't. They still had top line players, and we just man, the Kiwis just wanted them all, bro. You know, and they had a point to prove.
I don't even know if our boys expected that, but you know, like Australia's fucking well known for, you know, even their backs, you know, their you know, and their forward pack. I thought their forward pack was still stacked as. You know, Haas, Tenor, Paddy Carrigan, you know, Liam Martin. You know, these are all fucking. These are all Origin players too. Isaiah Yeo.
Yeah. Hard out.
But it just put to bed too that even though Origin's hyped up as this fucking the pinnacle of rugby league. We just smoked them, and that was the best of what they've got in both camps. And and the Kiwis are just going to build on that. Reading the articles today about Melbourne Ingles talking about, there's going to be revenge for that. And it's like, yeah, fucking bring it, man. The boys are ready for it, mate.
He won't be there.
Melbourne won't be there.
Yeah.
Melbourne won't be there for the revenge. That was the worst Australian performance I've ever seen. And so the coaching staff is going to be the scapegoat for that. You can't have an entire team of stars play that poorly and the coaching staff survive. They'll be gone. Melbourne won't be there for no revenge.
Do what Wayne Bennett done. Do what Wayne Bennett done. Fall on your sword. Fucking.
That or you're going to be pushed off.
Can someone explain? Can someone explain to me? So in the first game, Nico Hines comes in the last 15 minutes and he takes lock position, right? I get it. The game's over. There's now threat. There's now a threat on the left hand side. Bro, he brings this dude on to shore up the middle.
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, what are you doing on the field, bro?
Yeah.
And different name just fucking powered over him.
No, he stepped them.
He stepped them.
Did you notice throughout that whole game, the Australians when they're on defense, they were just falling over themselves. They were tripping and flipping everywhere.
I've never seen them play that bad.
I was just like they just couldn't. They just didn't defend for shit, and they were down our end of the park. A lot, a hell of a lot, but they just couldn't fire out.
And you can't use the excuse that it's been a long season, because it's been a long season for us as well. And it's like, mate, the boys were just. I will say though, I reckon we've got the 4 best props playing at the moment. The two Panthers, Fisher Harris, Leota, Big Nuss, and Leo Thompson. Fuck, man, when the first 2 came off and the second 2 came on, oh my goodness. They were just sticking it to them.
Good rotation.
I just loved how he
good rotation.
At the same time, how he took Leota and Fisher Harris off and put on Thompson and Nuss. And what about Nuss, man? Ripping into his Melbourne teammates. I was like,
that was choice.
Let Cameron Munster know what up. I was just like, oh, nice. Yep. You see,
but he's always been like that too.
Yeah, he was fired up hard. But he always is. But beautiful display.
Now, Big Nelson's always kind of, when it comes to the Kiwis, he puts it on the line. But it was good to see him rough up Munster. For that's the one, bro.
Hey, we have to shout out Molitalo. I think he gets he gets a lot of crap. Some justified. Probably a lot of it not justified, but we have to big him up, man, because like that was probably, I don't watch a lot of Sharks games, but that's probably the best game I've seen him play.
Attack and defense.
I suppose you're right, because here was me last week saying, nah, man, they should put in Will Corbrick. Give me that guy. I put my hand up. I was one of those people. But yeah, he played a main game. Oh, but mate, just that weakened relationship between Charnze and his route, man. Some of his passes were just. And you know what? I haven't seen him. He didn't even. Now, this is no disrespect to Charnze, because I love him, but he played harder and ran harder in that game than I reckon all season.
I don't know, cuz.
You just see the power, and like he was just, and you saw it in the first 10-20 minutes. Even I commented, I was like, yo, Charnze is on, man.
Well, 270 odd bloody running meters. Yeah, he was definitely on, and he had a broken rib. So
Mana there for sure.
Well,
only the other game I was saying he may have played a bit harder was when he almost ran 300 in the Warriors game.
Yeah,
so that that's the only one potentially, but he looked really awesome. I actually wanted to talk about 3 other things that I didn't even see. Like, I was hoping they were going to win, like all of us. Didn't pitch us them going scoreless, the Aussies, but there might have been kind of a couple of reasons, a bit more in terms of their vulnerability than all of us kind of saw. And one of them being 6 of the Aussies, Hamiso, Holmes, Sherry Evans, Hunt, Tino, and Cotter, compared to 4 of our ones, Isako, Foreign, and Papali'i and Neem, didn't make playoff teams. So there was actually a lot of the Kiwis boys that were coming in, not necessarily on form, but, you know, were coming in from cultures that were in the finals and potentially a little bit more like, yo, you know, we're coming here to win. I guess that showed also there wasn't too much difference. Like if you took it like missed tackles, yes, line breaks, yes. A lot of it was just 1 or 2% difference. But I think where the biggest difference, and this was showed in the game we lost against Australia, in a losing effort, we had a better tackle efficiency. We were close to 92% in a loss.
Wow.
And that, you know, defense wins games. That's where the attitude is. And it showed that if the boys, you know, the Kiwis could just play a bit better and hopefully the Aussies play worse, they could get up. And I think I didn't predict 0, but I think it actually showed that they just needed to play the same game and a little bit better. And they could have came over with the result. So, yeah, I thought I'd just mention that. There was probably more things in black and white than we probably first realized, because obviously we saw the scoreline last week as well.
Did you see how our defensive line was moving up, though? Like, they just moved up solid together. Like, there were no gaps between them. Like, they were just they moved with the Australian team. Like they were just it's like they mirrored their attack, sort of thing, in order to, you know. But yeah, their defensive structure was awesome, and like you just said, Ty, defense wins games, and I mean they missed 24 tackles in the first 20 minutes of the game.
20 minutes, it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before from Australia. Eh? They don't have 24 missed tackles in 80 minutes of the game. You know, it's just bizarre.
Exactly. Yeah. I liked sorry, bro. I like seeing old Koro Foran, Kieran Foran just even playing out of position. You know,
but just shout him out. I think we have to shout him out because, you know, his post-match interview when he was almost like tearing up.
Yeah,
I hope he's going to bring a little bit more mana back to the jersey.
Yeah,
and I'm
absolutely,
I'm not saying that, you know, to the others that didn't put their hand up, but he really like showed what it means to him to play for the jersey.
Yeah.
And I think we need more of that, because let's be honest, the international game has been bloody non-existent for how long now? It's going to have to grow back to earn the fans' trust coming back, right? So now I'm siding with the fans again. You know, before I'm saying that we only want to back winning teams. I think the game needs to earn the fans' trust again. So we've had one good season. One good season is not going to make a huge difference. It's going to be a sustained year after year. So this is the first Pacific Championship. We've got that one out the way. Aussies want revenge, cool. And then maybe over the years, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, all the stadiums are going to get packed out, and So
I just want to shout out to our men that debuted. You know, Griffin No Brown. I thought he was great when Kieran Foran went off. Like nothing slowed down. In my opinion, I just thought he did really well, considering he played stuff all this year. I don't even know how many games he played this year, but I know it was very, very few. And so for him to step into the black and white jersey and put on a performance like that, he did really well, and he had some really nice runs too.
Yep, he held his own.
And hook is not an easy position, man. That's one of the hardest defensive, positions to play in. And he was good, and I'm really proud. Leo Thompson, so a shout out to all our Matt Timoko. Man, that guy's like a pinball machine, eh? He's just like bing, 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 bing.
He does look like a young Ruben Wiki. It's just like the way he runs, man. It's just like holy,
So does that mean he comes back to the Warriors in that same
legacy?
Let's go.
A few years, then maybe.
He's 20. He's 23, isn't he? 23, 24.
No, he's just a kid.
He's
young.
And like Ruben transitioned from a centre into a prop. Hey, we need a prop.
Give him another 10 years or so, bro.
Far out. Didn't Canberra do that? Just swapped Ruben from the backs to the forwards.
Yeah, so he started off in the centres, and then he went into second row when the Canberra Raiders had fuck all second row options, and then he progressed into prop. So the Warriors picked him up at prop.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn,
what about
man.
Joey Carpenter though? Man.
So good, man.
Such a beast.
Yeah, bro. Absolutely.
He's those props that just turns. He can get his arm free. He never goes down. He just looks solid.
He's got all the skills, eh?
Like, I don't know if I've seen a centre that offloads or tries to offload as much as him, eh? Like, he's always, you know, you can guarantee that he's always trying to get an offload in there too.
Joey Manu.
Yeah, man.
Which tries to free his hand up, eh?
Yeah, always try, you know, and he'll turn in that tackle and try and, you know, get an offload, but oh shit, I just forgot what I was going to say.
You're going to say that we need to sign Leo Thompson when he comes off contract in 2025?
Yeah, man, there's like, you know what, even Jared, even because I think Jared Waerea-Hargreaves is off contract too, and someone goes, "Oh, sign him," and I was like,
we don't want him.
4 years old.
We want players that play, not spend like play and then 2 weeks not playing and then get in a fight and then.
We got a few of those boys.
I reckon.
We don't want to bring someone as a retirement package over, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're done with that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of good names on there. A lot of names that have, you know, done their fair few seasons.
Yeah.
You'd probably be like, nah. But Leo Thompson, bro, you should come home.
Definitely. And Polar Bear. Get them both.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Yeah, heck yeah. And I mean, I think in regards to Waerea-Hargreaves, like, love the bro, love what he, especially when he put on the Kiwi jersey, you know. But he's definitely past it, you know, and he wouldn't be a good fit for the Warriors, you know. Be like, nah.
If it was 10 years ago,
yeah,
it was 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, potentially, but not now. That's just too far gone.
If someone can find that list of the props that are off contract in 25, but it's a good list. And not just props either. There's heaps of good players that are off, you know, that are coming off contract.
Surely Matt Lodge will be available.
No, thanks.
Surely Matt Lodge will be available.
We're probably still paying for him there too now.
Yeah, I reckon.
Probably still paying for him.
Right. Not to sound like a stickler, but the one Kiwi that I thought I didn't think he played that well on the Saturday night for me was Joey Manu. I thought was he injured or something, because he looked like he was kind of hitting the handbrake a lot. I've seen him play better in the black jersey, but like just watching him, like he was lucky that the guys around him were fired up, because there were a couple of times Joe Manu would take the ball up and it was just like, bro, what are you doing, bro? It just seemed like he was hopping around. It almost looked like he was lost. But then I was thinking, is he injured or something, or is he carrying an injury? Because he, and I mean, that's just me. But I just thought, no, Manu didn't. He definitely wasn't firing on all cylinders. I thought he was, he was just lucky that on the night he had teammates that were just firing. On point. Yeah,
maybe it was a strategy, and he was pretending to be injured so that CNK wasn't a target.
I think they had changed their game plan. Maybe, like, if you noticed about Saturday's game, there wasn't just that one player that, you know, sometimes in games, you know, the team, you know, leans on just one player to make all the difference, and you know, the team moving forward. That didn't happen on Saturday. The whole team played like a team. It wasn't just up to one player. Like, I know last week people were saying, oh, you know, Joey Manu, this, you know, they should have blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, like, one player doesn't win games.
No.
You know, and they left it, and it was just a team effort. And it was across the park, man. You had it going on the right side, left side, up the middle. You know, so I just think either it was a strategy or... Yeah, we've got to get off that buzz of just relying on one player to change the momentum all the time.
And the Kiwis have been guilty of that too.
Yeah, and it puts so much mental pressure on that one player. You can't, like, you know how SJ years ago, it's like, bro, you know, people have to get off this thing. Because it's not about one player, man. One player doesn't win games. No, they can make a difference, but they don't win games.
Definitely a team sport, and my only one thing I'll say is that when you have such a player, can you please feed him? Like when they starve them of the ball, I'm like, what the fuck are they there for? Like, give them the ball because they can do something. But I think to your point around the game plan difference, I think they probably would have reviewed the footage. I think they realized they needed just to trust each other. When you go watch their first game, they weren't giving that extra pass to CNK. But as they saw, is once you gave it, it opened up so much more. So I feel like it was they just trusted each other a bit more this weekend. It all happened.
And that sweeping round like he did, and then the offload to Isako down on the try line, that was nice. And even, you know, right back on Aussie's line, how he caught that pass and offloaded to Ronaldo and put him,
just on this international thing, James Fisher-Harris said in the after match interview that, you know, he doesn't know why we don't have enough. He probably does, but he just, you know, he's got to play kind of diplomat. You know, I don't know why we don't have an Anzac test anymore. You know, we want to have some more international games. I mean, as fans, that's what we want as well. Is like, you know, let's get some more of these going. But then I suppose the next question is when. You know, is this an end of season thing? Is it a middle of year thing? What's your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, it's a hard one, right? Because the last Anzac test was 2017. We played, and there was 16 Anzac Day test matches. We'd won 2. You know, so, and the bulk of them were played over there as well. But oh man, and even kind of scrolling back through the records, they the Anzac Day game, there was only one Anzac test match on Anzac Day. It was in 1997. The rest were either played a week after or a couple of days before, you know, so it's kind of like, and whether or not that's because the NRL has that game booked for themselves, and, you know, do they want to share that limelight or whatever? So it's kind of, but then it becomes a financial thing. But
as always,
I mean, I'd love to see the Anzac test matches come back, but more so on the day kind of thing.
Out of respect, they should play it here one year and then over there the following year. Mate, our people were there. You know, it wasn't just Australians that fought in that war, you know, in that war, mate.
That's right.
And it's just about, fuck, bro, share the love and the respect.
Yep. I suppose. Yeah. Sorry, bro.
Oh, I was just going to say with the mid-year tests, obviously Anzac, we can do on Anzac, that'll be cool. My thing is like, I love to see a comp rival state of origin from my perspective. So, you know, you have all of the other countries, you know, whether they're even England coming in the fold.
Yep.
But, you know, there's
no,
other
Four
countries
Nations
playing.
Used to be,
But it won't happen because it's going to destroy the product of state of origin. So I think,
exactly.
You know, to your point that you brought up, Real, before, you know, I just wrote a tongue-in-cheek comment on Facebook that, you know, state of origin is now to be called state of emergency. And the reason why I said that is because I think, you know, there's this big push that is the best game. And, you know, to large degree it is. It's the most hyped. It's the most one that everyone goes and watches. And there's a lot of great players. But there are so many players that are in other countries that don't, like, that are best players. You know, if we take the Joey Manus, if you take the Fonua-Blakes, and you take a lot of players that are not playing the state of origin, and you're still calling it the best product, I just feel like, man, it's doing a disservice to us as league fans to actually see something that is the best with all the best players playing. How do you create that? I don't know.
Oh, I suppose it's the pinnacle event, right? So every sport's got a pinnacle event. So American football's got the Super Bowl, so called Super League.
Super Bowl.
Yep, Super Bowl. NBA, obviously, you got the finals.
But that's on the NRL, because it just comes down to years of origin always being at the top.
Yeah.
You know, and they make, I mean, God, they start advertising fucking, you know, and selling tickets for origin, you know, February, like at the beginning of the season.
Well, what if they opened it up and just said, like, you know, if you're not born there or you didn't play there, you can still get picked, you know?
Well,
yeah, I think that would change it for the negative.
Yeah,
especially for an Australian jersey too, it might impact them a lot. Man, I don't want to start another rabbit hole conversation, but given what's happened with the Pacific Cup and all that, and just, I always make the statement, and I think I made it in a previous podcast, is that we're going to have kids that are, take some of these league players. You got New Zealand born, that are Tongan Samoan heritage, that are marrying an Australian wife. Which one of their kids going to pick? Like, I feel like, the whole international game and its eligibility has to be looked at for everyone. Thing, not just for tier 1s, for tier 2s as well, because some of those, there's a lot of Samoan boys in Australia and New Zealand that, if they play for Samoa, it'll be a whole different story too. So I don't know. There's just something in the international window around eligibility has to be reviewed for the better of the game, not just for pockets.
Completely agree.
Yeah, same. It just seems to benefit Australia, though.
Oh yeah, but that's the way it's set up. It's intentional.
Designed that way.
Yeah,
it comes to
and maybe
international, it benefits Australia. And I mean, but I'm overseeing these players go to play for either Tonga, Samoa, then go back to Australia, because if they do that, then that gives them a chance of playing on. They get that chance anyway. So if you play for New Zealand, you can't get picked to play for Origin anyway.
Yeah, because you're a tier 1 nation.
Tonga and Samoa, because they know that the Pacific Island brothers are, main players. But yeah, you can go and play for them, but then you can come back here and play Origin for us. So that still gets bums and seats, and it sells tickets watching those players.
I understood it more like maybe 5-10 years ago, and the need to bring up Samoa, Tonga, strengthen them. They're strengthened. They don't need that anymore. I think it is right. It's time to change it. Time to review it.
And just national identity is changing, right? None of us are monolithic in the sense of where we're from. We all have different whakapapa. But you take the likes of Tyson Frizzell that's played for 3 now countries. It's like it's happening already, even within the rule sets. But it's also limiting other countries that can't move, especially New Zealand. In some sense. So. Again, whether they'll change it, but hey, have this donut, Australia. You did it all for you to get this donut, so you can keep it.
That's right, bro. That's exactly right.
Even Chad Townsend, I heard him say he was eligible to play for the Kiwis, but he said no to them. I don't know how long ago that was, but not that.
Wasn't it through his mum or his grandmother or something?
For his grandmother. Yeah, I think, kind of like what you were saying before, Ty, about, if the Origin window's never going to change, they're always going to have that time. Then maybe scrap the idea of an Anzac Test. We just have our own Test series with the island nations or whoever during the Origin period, and then that way there's that option for players because that whole jumping ship stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of in two minds about it. Part of me's like, go, represent your whānau whanaunga, and go hard and give it heaps. But at the cost of the whole jumping ship. Because I think we talked about this too a while back about but maybe just within that 4-year time frame between World Cups, you commit to Tonga or
whatever,
or Samoa or the Kiwis, whatever. But you're there you're locked in for the 4 years, and then review it after a World Cup, whatever. But that time frame, the Origin time frame is the perfect time, because it only suits the Aussies, and until we step up and say, well, actually, let's run it out. But again, the International Federation are fucking they're gutless. They pretty much just do as they're told. NRL make a decision and they just sit there nodding their heads like a bunch of dummies. It's a hard one, bro.
Well, one thing I want to say, it kind of has suited the Aussies, but now it's also not suiting the Aussies. So you've got a lot of boys who play State of Origin that have now gone to their heritage. So I think in their own self-interest, they need to change it too, and potentially it's the opportunity once it opens to actually make it more as evenly as possibly distributed around how this works, and I like the cycle of the 4-year window, if that's something, because again, hey, we have to be honest, we're going to have to steal that from the rugby. They've kind of done something similar. So I think there might be an adoption of that. And it's, for countries, it just helps know within this window, we know you're playing for us.
Yes.
After that, hey, by all means, you can switch if that means, but at least it gives the coaches and staff a chance to go, cool, we know who's on our roster, and then we can just kind of make changes as we go.
Yeah. 100%.
Because at the moment it's a bit up in the air. So, international window opens up and coaches might be like, well, I know 80% of the players are definitely playing for Australia or whatever, but all these guys over here, I don't really know.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to talk about this bloody just, throwing your toys out the cot and decide just for the, the NRL season, players always wanting to opt out of their contracts as well. That's a huge thing. Because even I read somewhere today that there's another, it's probably all bullshit and I'm assuming it is, but someone was saying that there's another 2 Warriors players that
really
want out.
Yeah, I've heard the same.
Oh,
no?
Mister.
I've heard the same that there is potentially another 2 Warriors wanting out, but I'm fucking hoping it's bullshit and thinking it's bullshit until I hear anything fucking contrary,
But there's got to be something done about it. It's just like, well, sorry, G, if you signed up for,
the
NRL
contracts,
like with this immediate release because of, what is it called?
Compassionate
reasons. You can go, bro, but we ain't paying you. Instead, I'm going to go on to internet banking and reverse those funds.
Stop automatic payment.
Yeah, stop those payments, mate.
Yeah.
I don't think the contracts are worth the paper that they're written on. I think for any sports contract is worth nothing. Unfortunately,
with something like you forfeit your, if the other one's forfeiting their contract, then they don't get paid.
I mean, so that's
it's hard not to disagree with that, because it's like, end of the day, it is still a business, and you've been offered a contract for services rendered, and it's like, but I guess the flip side is compassionate grounds. What does it mean, and players are, it's genuine, and for whatever reason you think, they're still got to make an income. But do you pull the income back for a set amount of time, or
especially if you've got these bigger name players that are on? I mean, he's on $1 million, right, a season. I mean, that's not chump change. That's enough to. That's heaps. Like if you're going to forfeit, then we're going to either take 70% of that, of that year's salary. 80%, and you can take that 200K and go home and whatever. Because surely, if you're getting $1 million a year, you've got a nice savings account. Bloody hell!
You'd hope so.
Doesn't always happen like that with sports stars. Unfortunately, Tans. They live in a different world to us. So
true.
Well, and one thing I have to, because I'm with you, I think there needs to be a rebalancing of this, because it's unfair, not only obviously to the coaching staff and all that to plan around and obviously CEO and all of that, but also fans, because we're like expecting to see the fulfillment of that contract. However, I would take it to I know they're not employees, but they're self-employed. Within a self-employment contract, you can terminate it after so many weeks. So I think part of this is like the juggling of like I'm all for rebalancing it, but if we were employment contracts, we just have to give 4 weeks notice and we're out.
Yep.
So how do you rebalance that in a way to work for both sides?
And I'm not talking about just AFB. I'm just talking about it like even those during the season when players are getting swapped during the season. It's like, what? Stay there, bro. Like
I do think bringing in
a decision like this to go to another club or what, you got to sit with that decision. You got to sit with that and think, okay, now it's not just something you want to decide on spur of the moment, and you've got to take the time to really think about it, the pros, the cons. But especially with players that are on the big money, man, you can't expect a club to pay you that much money and you're just going to leave. Sorry about it, but I want my money back.
I would like NRL to bring in some sort of loaning system that other sports have got, where some of the players can be loaned out,
like we
some
did with
some of the fringe players,
like we did with GCR, isn't that you mean?
Broncos, yeah.
Yeah, it's already in play.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But I wonder if this opens a conversation in, you talk about mid-season, the challenges with that 100%, but also like just like a whole drafting system and trading system. And I know you brought this up, Damien, as a conversation. Does the whole system need to be reviewed because it does allow for what we're seeing? I have some real strong opinions about it because I watch a lot of American sports, and I feel like there is definitely as much as it tries to make it more equitable for I guess teams that ain't doing well, it actually has.
It's not.
In my opinion, it actually hasn't done that. It's actually kind of still allowed those teams that have more money in the pocket to do some stuff. So it's a big, probably wider conversation, but I think we're dipping into that. Like, is there a need for a review to make sure we don't get stuff like this compassionate grounds? Although, the Saints AFB situation, I feel
compassionate. I mean, I suppose it is a tricky one. You don't want to be like, if they're saying compassionate grounds, it's like, well, I want to see records and whatever it might be, doctors. I mean, you don't want that, but you want to make it clear in the contracts that whatever party forfeits that contract, they also forfeit the money.
No, it's an interesting one. Yeah.
I mean, when you rent a house, but you think, oh, I want to go away on a month's holiday, you still got to pay your rent. Especially if you signed a lease for 12 months, you still got to pay that rent for 12 months, whether or not Do
we actually know? Like, this is just me asking a general question. If someone does get released on compassionate grounds, do they get not paid? Because I feel like the Matt Lodge situation, I don't know it from like the exact details, but I understand the reason why we continued paying him out because it was the desire from the club to let him go, not a release. So I wonder if there's a difference in if someone releases, they actually don't get paid. It actually switches hands in terms of who pays them. And I don't know. I'm just asking.
It makes sense to do it like that, isn't it? Even if the club didn't want someone, they're like, well, we'll pay you out because even though we don't want your services anymore, we signed a contract, we said we'd pay you this much, so we'll pay you this much.
Yeah,
it just makes sense to do that.
The thing is if a player is leaving a club, chances are they're going to another club, and that other club will be picking up their wage. So why should the club that they've left be still having to pay for them unless they'll force them out?
But that's happened where, like, with Lodge, he left, but we still paid his. We still
forced him out.
So that club but we still paid him, which means that where did he go?
Fuck every other club. He's been to several now. He went to the Roosters. Now he's with Manly.
Yeah.
So every club in the NRL.
Trouble solve that one. I will just switch it up though. And Anthony Peake online says, "Hope it's only a rumor. Apparently, Volkman and Metcalf are the names that want to leave." I think we heard about Volkman a couple of months ago.
It is only rumor.
I mean, but like Metcalf, like, bro, you're vulnerable. Yeah, I know you got the speed, but you're a bit of a liability. Being honest with you.
Young to be, I mean, obviously he wants a contract. He wants, he had a taste of first grade this season, and he probably wants more of it. I mean, but I still think he's got a long way to go before he's a star halfback.
Until I hear any more on it, I'm not going to really comment about certain players because I still think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Fair enough too.
With SJ there for another year and Tamaire there for a year, who's, that's why they bought him, to be the starting 5'8". Who knows? Who bloody knows? No one knows. We don't know what our team list is going to look like next year. We just all...
I actually thought the beginning of this year, the Warriors were going to phase SJ out, and that the younger halves, whoever that was going to be, Shawnee would switch and become a mentor, and then he goes and has the season he had, you know.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, who's to say that that's not going to happen next year? You know, this last year, because the Warriors done the same thing with Steve Price. You know, towards the end, they gave the captaincy to Simon Mannering. You know,
Yes.
and it was. I mean, it was a bit of a blow for Pricey, but that's the business side of it, you know. So who's to say that you know, if EJ has another season like he did this year, I'll be highly surprised actually, because everyone's kind of like, everyone will be expecting it next year, you know. And it's like he stepped up, but for me, it's more like because of the performance of different individuals within the team. It wasn't just SJ done what he done because the team clicked at different times, and then he, you know, he made the right calls, and I don't know if that's going to happen again next year. I'd love it to, but
it's very difficult to back up a career besting season twice.
Yes.
Penrith did it
in a lot of sports. Yeah,
keeping in mind too, he's getting a year older too. You know, Father Time's going to come a knocking.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it already has.
Yeah.
I do want to close off by asking you guys, you know, when the Pacific Championship first kind of was announced, you know, like we've said it before, it's like the piss up at mine, bring a box, bring some durries in a box, and someone bring a Yui Boom. That's just pretty much the announcement. And bring a guitar. Bring a guitar. Piss up over my house. We were expected to lose on the weekend, but because we won.
Oh yeah.
But because we won, I've really changed my tune about the Pacific Championship now.
Best competition ever.
Most well organized. Hey,
I still think it's a shit concept.
I think it's got a long way to go. I hope. What I wanted to ask was like, what do you guys hope for the future? And the only thing I really hope is just a lot more marketing and a lot more hype.
Yeah.
And you know, give it the mana that it deserves, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Run it during Origin, you know, and fucking give the Kiwis and all the island nations the opportunity to build the strength that we know we already have, you know, and let the Aussies go off and do their own thing.
I agree, but at the end of the season as well, still have international games featuring other teams. Well as.
Like, I'd love to see the Lions come back down, or we go up there and play the Lions. That'd be fucking mean, bro.
Or France.
All the frogs.
Frogs
all of the above,
whatever. You know, just some more internationals other than New Zealand and Australia. You know, it gets a little bit.
It'll strengthen everybody.
You got to have other teams in there. Hopefully, in the next Pacific Championship, we've got Tonga, got Samoa, got the Cookies, got the Kumals, us in Australia. So that makes it kind of 6.
Yeah, man, and each team should play each other.
Sorry, Fiji.
And Fiji,
and a round robin. A round robin, right?
Yeah, like the team should play each other, not just have. Yeah, I thought that was bullshit. It's like, mate, that's why you have competition, so the best teams can play the best, you know. And it's got to be like a knockout system, or like, but not just having 3 teams play those teams, and it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and you have time and scope for. You can bring the women's teams into it. You can have the Kiwi Fairs playing, the Jillaroos. Mate, they've got the numbers. It's just like, make it happen, man. Yeah.
And it'll be good for like PNG and Fiji and that to get games in Australia, even here in New Zealand. Like, you know, man, just share the love and get that game going everywhere, as many countries as you can.
That's right.
Because
that PNG crowd showed up. They showed
up
throughout their whole.
They love it over there, right?
Yeah, they love it, bro. They love it.
If the Kiwis came over, you know, because obviously Australia did the Prime Minister 13, but if their main team came over, Kiwis came over, you know, that would be amazing. My thing is, given that the Tongan tour happened, which was awesome for, you know, the games development in terms of them in England, it would be cool to see that everyone's doing that type of thing. to play a tournament like that while they're doing that, it didn't kind of make sense. Everyone should be doing a tour and then the comp is at the start of the year, because it kind of felt like a bit of a cash grab. And one thing I want to say is that it's not the problem that there was other events, but because it was announced at the end of the year, a lot of these events that were on in New Zealand, they were already announced at the start of the year. So if they had planned it at the start of the year, the ones would have planned around it, and then maybe we would have had a bigger crowd.
So the Black Ferns, the Black Ferns were playing England at Mount Smart Stadium the day of the Kiwis match, the Kiwis and Kangaroos.
Wow. Didn't even know.
I didn't even know either. But I put a post up and I said, what was the attendance at that game? And apparently there was 10,000 people watching the Black Ferns.
That's good for women's sports anyway.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
It's great for that sport. But if it was maybe if the Kiwis in Australia were at Mount Smart and was told 6 months ago, I think they would be packed.
Oh yeah,
at least packed.
Hard. Was that the Kiwi Ferns, Nick?
It was the Black Ferns. Kiwi Ferns.
Oh, Black Ferns.
Black Ferns, they lost England.
But the Black Ferns hold their own too, eh? They're right up there, man, and good on them. They've earned it. Yeah.
Because how long's Origin? What's that window? Isn't it 6 weeks? Or was it longer than that? It's longer than that, eh? Because they play every third week, don't they?
It's about every third week, eh? Something like that.
It's like a 2 month. It's like a 2 month bloody.
Yeah, it's a 6 week window. So they play in that first week. 3 weeks later, they play the second game. 3 weeks later, they play the third. So
You could have Tonga, Samoa, Fiji, PNG, Kiwis. And play one. If you found a 6 team, you could have a game every week for 6 weeks, or like Origin.
Oh yeah.
The only thing Origin does is it's good for, like everyone was saying, it's good for Warriors because we don't lose any players.
Keeping in mind too, though, is Origin. There's only 3 games, so you can't really have shit tons of games happening in that small amount of time frame. You might have to put teams into pools or whatever way you want to run with it.
Do a knockout comp. Do a knockout.
Knockout comp.
Yeah,
that'll be fun to see.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So 3 games, 1 weekend. Whoever loses, they're gone. One gets a bye, I suppose, or whatever.
Yeah, hard out.
Yeah.
No.
There's got to be something in it for everybody, and fans alike.
Yep. Because I think the question is that a lot of people be like, oh well, some of the Tongan Samoa boys that play for State of Origin won't be there. But you kind of hope that whoever does stay is picking the Australian jersey because of it. It works out for, I feel, the Australian if people commit to State of Origin over playing all the other ones because they want to play for Australia. Cool.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
So I think we could run the NRL better than what they
do. I agree. Sign us up, NRL. I know you're watching.
Yeah. We'll have a private contract each.
We'll be your main commentators, your media.
Yeah, because you can take Block a Roach off, man. Wow.
Yeah.
It's painful.
Not even Monty Beetham, even he and Adam Blair, even they give me a headache. I'm like, oh, shut up, man.
Bring SJ. SJ was.
Yeah, he was.
He was SJ on.
Yeah, but nah.
If the NRL did sign us up, I'd be the first one putting in for compassionate grounds. Just say his name. I'll take the check. Thank you. Right.
I'll get censored too much. It'll be like beep, beep, beep.
There'll be an alternative channel for that.
Totally. But what a year for rugby league. Hopefully we can build on this. And like I say, things take time to cook and to gain the trust back, I suppose. And one good season isn't gonna make everyone start flocking out and becoming league heads overnight. But hopefully 2023 can go down as we look back on this 2023 and 20, 30 years or something, we can go like, that was the year where Mana came back to the jersey of the Kiwis.
It was
that season. So we'll probably we'll probably have a few more of these kind of kōrero coming on. You know, because no more league to talk about now.
No, mate, the withdrawals are kicking in already, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Maybe we can come up with some ideas on what we can chat about in the next ones. But whānau, I hope you guys have an awesome night. And as always, what a mean kōrero this has been. The week that was, and up the Kiwis, up the Waz, and I hope you guys have an awesome week.
Man. Another shout out to the Kiwi boys.
The Kias and the wee boys.
I love that, bro. Bro, you should get that on a t-shirt. You should get that on a t-shirt with his face on it. With Kiwi's face on it.
That slogan can be chucked in the rubbish bin. But hey, up the Kiwis.
What I love about that slogan, is when he said at the press conference, he had so much confidence in his voice, and he's looking around like no one got it, and we're like, what the fuck?
That was like dad joke of dad jokes on the international stage.
No one got the joke though. No one got the joke. Everyone was like waiting for him to be like, what are you smoking, bro? What are you smoking? Nah, big up Kidwell.
Let's have a look for it. But yeah, shout out to my Porneke Pirate prop, old Leo Thompson.
All right.
You can't afford him. You can't afford him.
My starting team now.
You can't afford him. Pork bones, and Puha is not going to cut it.
You're going to be diving every weekend, bro. Good boy, heavy.
Every day. But awesome whānau. Have an awesome weekend.
Yeah, everybody. We'll find something. Hopefully, we find something else.
We'll find something.
Yeah,
don't worry. NRL players love to do stuff in the off season that just comes back.
Exactly, bro. We're all just holding our breath now.
Yeah.
Shit's gonna kick off. Sweet,
awesome,
bro.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Up the fucking
Go the fucking Warriors. Go the fucking Kiwis.
Go the fucking Warriors. Love it. Well,